Welcome back, everyone. It's Mary, and today I'm having even more fun with my Distress Oxide inks. I hope you all don't get sick of them. I'm just having a blast just seeing what they do and using all the different colors, and so I got the full set. So today I'm going to be using primarily browns, but I do throw in a couple bright colors. And I wanted to go over just a couple of the pieces that I'm using first. This Woodgrain cardstock I got from Joann Fabrics for $1.99 a paper pad, so that was a super good deal. And then I'm using watercolored cardstock right here, and I have covered that around the edges in the vintage photo. I'm spritzing it with water, and you will see the reaction it gets with the water. I feel it's more dramatic than the regular Distress inks. It not only picks up the color, but there's just this look it leaves. It's just incredible. So I've done that, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back in my wood grain, and I'm using a real coffee cup here and some walnut stain, and I'm just wetting it, and then I'm splotching it on there. And so, you know how if you accidentally leave your coffee cup on like your work, your actual work, and then you see a big old coffee stain? Well, this was intended. So here I did it with a bigger mug on this one, and to add a little extra to this piece, I'm just picking that up with a paintbrush and just kind of flicking some color on it. Now I've grabbed two of my cutout coffee cups that I made with the Sizzix Bigs freshly brewed dye, and I am doing each piece with a different bit. So I'm coloring the coffee cup, then I have cut out the little hand cozy. I think they're called cozies. I don't know where I've got that name, but I'm calling them cozies. The ones that you can hold the coffee cup in. Okay, so I got some corrugated paper from Joann Fabrics as well yesterday, and so I cut that out with some of the corrugated paper, and then I'm coloring my lid here with some Spectrum Noir cool grays, and it was colored cardstock, or sorry, watercolor cardstock. So at first when I put that alcohol marker down, I thought, oh God, this is not going to blend. But it took a while. It took a fair amount of ink, but it blended. Okay, so this is an old stamp set from Stampin' Up. This is a coffee stamp set, and the sentiment I just stamped said, if given enough coffee, I could rule the world temporarily. I believe that's what it says. Well, I just crossed out the temporarily. So you could do stuff like that with your stamps. Don't forget to think a little bit outside of what the intent is, and just to get a little bit something extra or funny, depending on who you're sending it to. And so now I'm just going to start putting my card together. I did use one of those little tiny, I have like 4 different coffee stamp sets, so I had a little bean that I used to kind of give the coffee cups a little bit of flair. And so now I'm just using some very thin, what is this called? You all know what it's called. It's called Baker's Twine. That's the name. And I am just tying that around twice and just putting some sticky adhesive on the back, and that'll hold it in place. And I'm popping up my coffee cup. This is a pretty quick card to do, actually. Popping up that coffee cup with some 3M foam mounting tape, using some liquid Tombow on the back, and then I'm just going to start to put my card together. So I did 2 of them. This one says Coffee and Friends are the perfect blend. And on the inside of the card, I decided to do some second generation stamping. So that's where, if your ink is really saturated and thick, you can get away with this. So I'm using some Stampin' Up ink up there that is soft suede. And so I'm stamping off the image and then onto my project to make it a little bit lighter. And so the last final touch I did with this card was I added some glossy accents to the lids. Now if you'll take a look at these cards here, that reaction that the card, the water makes with the oxide ink is just beautiful. See how it's kind of changed it to like a grayish brown color? Oh, I just love that. And so it almost really made it realistic. I mean, it kind of was realistic, right? It was a real coffee cup that I put on top of my project. So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you like this card. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you would like to see more from me. And if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.